Have you ever wondered what happens in those final moments of life? What do people really see as they approach death? The idea that something mystical, even divine, might be waiting at the end of our journey has captivated people for centuries. But beyond just fascination, there's an unspoken fear we all wrestle with. The fear of the unknown. What if, instead of darkness, there's light? What if there's comfort, a sense of peace, and even familiar faces waiting to greet us? In those last breaths, many report extraordinary experiences, visions that transcend what we might expect. But it's not just about fleeting images or random hallucinations. These moments hold deep meaning, grounded in faith, offering us a glimpse into the afterlife. From seeing loved ones who've passed to reviewing their life like a movie, these experiences are far more common than you might think. And what if the Bible, with its timeless wisdom, already explains these phenomena in a way we haven't fully explored? What if death isn't an end but a doorway? What if those moments before passing are the beginning of something much more profound? A transition into a realm filled with love, peace, and divine presence. With so much curiosity and so many accounts from those who've been close to death, it's worth diving deeper into these 9 extraordinary things people see when dying. The truth might just change the way you think about life, death, and what lies beyond. Are you ready to uncover the answers? In those final moments before death, something profound happens. People often describe a sense of calm washing over them, a feeling that transcends the worries of daily life. The busyness, the stress, and the constant chase for material things suddenly seem insignificant. These moments offer a clarity that is rare in the noise of everyday life. It's as if, right before departing this world, a person is granted a new understanding of what truly matters. And what's striking is that this experience is not unique to a few. Countless people, from different walks of life, have reported similar experiences as they approach the end. One of the most frequently asked questions by the living is, what do people see before they die? It's a question born out of both curiosity and hope. Loved ones left behind often wonder if those who've passed saw something comforting. Did they see a glimpse of the afterlife? Were they greeted by familiar faces? For many, the answer is yes. There are countless stories of people seeing loved ones who passed before them, standing there waiting, as if to guide them into the next realm. This brings comfort, not just to the dying, but to those they leave behind. Imagine the peace one would feel, seeing their parents, siblings, or friends who've already crossed over, waiting for them. It's like being welcomed home after a long journey. For many, this experience is not only comforting, but deeply spiritual. The Bible often speaks of such moments, where angels or loved ones come to guide the faithful into the arms of Dios. In these moments, there's a sense that death is not an end, but rather a transition into something far more beautiful and serene. It's a reminder that, as much as we fear death, there's something greater waiting for us. This vision of loved ones isn't just a fleeting image either. People report conversations, exchanges of love, and even guidance from those who've passed on. It's as if, in those final moments, the barrier between life and death becomes thin, allowing for a connection that we can't easily explain. These experiences aren't limited to any one religion or culture. Across the world, people have shared stories of seeing loved ones in their final moments. And while each story is unique, the theme is the same. Death is a reunion with those we love. But beyond these visions, there's another powerful shift that occurs in these moments: detachment from material things. People often describe a feeling of letting go, not just of their physical body, but of everything they've accumulated throughout life. All the possessions, the status, the wealth. It all seems meaningless. This detachment isn't something forced. It comes naturally as they prepare to leave this world. It's a reminder of something many spiritual traditions teach, that in the end, we take nothing with us. The only thing that matters is the love we've shared and the life we've lived. This sense of detachment serves a purpose. It prepares the dying for the spiritual journey ahead, one that doesn't require material baggage. Imagine someone clinging to their wealth or possessions in those moments. It would only weigh them down, preventing them from moving forward. The Bible teaches that we are not of this world. And in these moments, people seem to understand that on a deep level. It's a realization that, while material things may have brought comfort or security in life, they hold no value in death. Another common experience is the out-of-body perspective. People often describe seeing their physical body from above, lying still as life slips away. From this elevated viewpoint, they watch as their loved ones gather around, often mourning, crying, or praying. But instead of feeling sadness, the person feels a sense of peace, even detachment. It's as if they are witnessing the scene without being emotionally tethered to it. This out-of-body experience is a powerful reminder that the body is just a vessel, and the soul is what continues on. In these moments, people often describe seeing a bright light. This light isn't just any light. It's often described as warm, inviting, and full of peace. It's not hard to see why many believe this light to be divine. For Christians, this light represents Dios, the source of all life and love. The Bible is filled with references to light as a symbol of God's presence. And in those final moments, people often feel as if they are being drawn toward this light, as if it's calling them home. It's a beautiful image, one that has brought comfort to many over the centuries. The experience of this light is not one of fear, but of comfort. People describe it as being enveloped in love, something far greater than anything they have experienced on earth. It's a peace that surpasses understanding, as the Bible describes it. For those who have faith in Jesus, this light represents the fulfillment of a promise, the promise of eternal life in the presence of God. It's a reminder that death is not something to be feared, but embraced as a passage into something far more beautiful than we can imagine. Yet, the journey to this light isn't always immediate. Before reaching this point, many people describe reviewing their life, almost like watching a movie. In this review, they see their achievements, their mistakes, their joys, and their regrets. It's not a judgment in the traditional sense, but rather an opportunity to reflect on the life they've lived. For some, this review brings peace, knowing they've lived a life of purpose. For others, it may bring a sense of regret, wishing they had done things differently. But in the end, it's a moment of understanding. This life review offers a chance for closure. It allows the person to come to terms with their life and make peace with it. For many, this is the final step before moving on. It's a powerful reminder that every choice we make in life matters. The relationships we build, the kindness we show, the love we give, all of it is reflected back to us in these moments. And while this life review may sound intimidating, it's also a chance to forgive oneself, to let go of past mistakes, and to embrace the love that awaits on the other side. For some, this life review includes moments of spiritual significance. They may recall times when they felt a deep connection to Dios or Jesus, moments of faith that carried them through difficult times. These memories often bring comfort, as they remind the person of the presence of God in their life. It's a reminder that, even in our darkest moments, we are never truly alone. Dios is always with us, guiding us, loving us, and preparing us for the journey ahead. And in these final moments, that connection becomes even more real. As they prepare to move forward, many people describe seeing their loved ones, not just those who've passed, but those they're leaving behind. They may visit their family in dreams, offering comfort or saying a final goodbye. These dreams often bring closure, not just for the dying, but for the living as well. It's a reminder that even in death, love remains. The connection between the living and the dead doesn't end when the body dies. It continues, in dreams, in memories, and in the love that never fades. These final moments before death, though often feared, offer a unique glimpse into the afterlife. People aren't just fading into nothingness. They're moving towards something greater, whether it's seeing loved ones, detaching from material things, or experiencing divine light. These moments provide comfort and peace. It's a reminder that death, while painful for those left behind, is not the end. It's the beginning of a new chapter, one filled with love, light, and the presence of Dios. And for those who believe, it's a promise fulfilled. But what about those who fear death? For many, the thought of leaving this world is terrifying. Yet, these experiences show us that there is nothing to fear: the presence of loved ones, the light, and the peace that comes with detachment all point to a reality beyond what we can see. It's a reality that brings hope, not fear. For Christians, This hope is rooted in the promises of Jesus, who spoke of eternal life and the presence of God, and while we may not fully understand it, we can trust that it is a reality filled with love and peace. For those who are left behind, these stories bring comfort. They offer a glimpse into what their loved ones may have experienced in their final moments. It's a reminder that even though we grieve, our loved ones are not lost. They are simply moving into a new existence, one that is filled with light and love. This doesn't take away the pain of loss, but it does offer hope. Hope that one day, we too will experience that peace, that light, and that reunion with those we love. It's a beautiful promise, one that brings comfort in the midst of grief. These final moments also serve as a reminder to live a life of purpose. If our life will one day flash before our eyes, shouldn't we live in a way that brings us peace when that time comes? This is a call to focus on what truly matters: our relationships, our faith, and the love we share. The Bible teaches that we are called to love God and love others, and in the end, that's what will matter most. The material things, the accolades, the status, they'll all fade away, but the love we give and the faith we live by will remain. And so, in these final moments, people often feel a deep connection to Dios. It's as if all the distractions of life fall away, and what remains is a simple, yet profound, understanding that we are loved by our Creator and that we are being called home. This connection is not something that can be explained easily, but it is felt deeply. It's a peace that surpasses all understanding, as the Bible describes it. And for those who have faith in Jesus, it's the fulfillment of a promise, the promise of eternal life in the presence of God. One of the most common experiences described by people near death is the vision of loved ones who have passed before them. It's as if, in those final moments, the barrier between life and death becomes thin, allowing the departed to come forward and welcome the dying into the next realm. This experience is not something rare or imagined. It's been reported countless times across different cultures and religions. It's a reminder that even in death, we are not alone. The presence of those we loved in life gives comfort and peace as we transition. Imagine the immense comfort of seeing a mother, father, or close friend who had passed on, standing there with open arms, ready to guide you. It's not a vision of sadness, but one of reunion, a sense that the people we've lost are never truly gone. They are simply waiting on the other side, ready to greet us when our time comes. This idea is comforting not only for the dying, but also for the ones left behind, knowing that their loved ones are being taken care of in the afterlife. It's an image that brings hope in times of grief. Many people describe these loved ones as appearing younger, healthier, and filled with light, almost as if they are in their best form. This vision of them is not bound by the limitations of the physical body. Instead, they appear radiant and full of life, a stark contrast to the state they were in when they passed away. It's a reminder that death is not an end, but a renewal. In those moments, seeing these familiar faces brings a sense of peace, knowing that death is just a transition into a place where suffering and illness no longer exist. This experience of seeing loved ones often comes with a deep sense of familiarity. People report hearing their loved ones' voices, feeling their touch, and even smelling familiar scents associated with them. These sensory experiences are vivid and real, as if the person is truly there, waiting to help them cross over. It's a reminder that, in those moments, the spiritual world is not distant or abstract. It's very close. Dios, in His wisdom, allows these connections to happen, bringing comfort to those who are about to transition into the afterlife. For many, the appearance of these loved ones is not just about comfort, it's a sign of guidance. They are there to show the way, to help ease the transition from the physical world to the spiritual. It's as if they've been assigned a special role in helping their family members cross over. This idea resonates deeply with people of faith, who believe that Dios, in His mercy, sends those we love to guide us home. The Bible often speaks of angels and messengers coming to guide the faithful, and in many ways these loved ones act in the same capacity. There's a profound sense of love and peace that accompanies these visions. People often describe feeling an overwhelming sense of joy when they see their loved ones. This joy is not just a fleeting emotion, it's deep, lasting, and calming. It's as if the love that existed between them in life is magnified in death. The Bible teaches that love never ends. And in these moments, it becomes clear that the bond we share with those we love continues, even after death. This is a beautiful reminder that death doesn't sever our connections, but strengthens them in a new way. Interestingly, these visions of loved ones often bring with them messages of reassurance. People report hearing their loved ones tell them that it's okay to let go, that they're going to a place of peace and light. These messages are not just comforting but empowering. They give the dying person the courage to face the unknown with peace in their heart. It's like having a trusted guide by your side, showing you that there's nothing to fear. For Christians, this echoes the teachings of Jesus, who promised that he would be with us, even in death, to lead us to eternal life. Some people even report seeing loved ones that they never met in life, grandparents or ancestors who passed long before they were born. These figures, though unfamiliar in the physical sense, are recognized instantly on a spiritual level. It's as if the soul knows who they are, even if the mind does not. This experience reinforces the idea that our family bonds extend beyond this life, connecting us to generations past and future. Dios, in his infinite wisdom, has woven these connections into the fabric of our existence, reminding us that we are part of something far greater than ourselves. These encounters with loved ones also serve to alleviate the fear of death. For many, the thought of dying can be terrifying, especially if they feel they are leaving behind their family and friends. But these visions remind us that death is not a lonely journey. Our loved ones are there, waiting for us, ready to take us by the hand and guide us into the next phase of existence. It's a powerful image, one that transforms the fear of death into an anticipation of reunion. It's a reminder that we are never truly alone, even in our final moments. What's fascinating is that these visions of loved ones often appear at a point when the person is physically weak, yet spiritually alert. Even when the body is failing, the mind is often clear and focused, able to perceive things that are not visible to others in the room. This heightened spiritual awareness allows the dying person to see beyond the physical world and into the spiritual. It's a reminder that as the body fades, the soul remains strong, fully capable of experiencing the love and guidance that awaits in the afterlife. There's also the question of why these loved ones appear at all. Some believe it's Dios's way of showing his mercy, providing comfort and assurance in our final moments. Others see it as a natural part of the transition process, where the spirit world becomes more accessible as we draw closer to it. Whatever the reason, these visions serve a crucial role in easing the journey from life to death. They offer peace, not only to the dying, but to the family members who witness their loved ones' peaceful passing. It's a sign that death is not an end, but a new beginning. For those who are grieving, these visions offer a powerful sense of hope. Knowing that their loved one was greeted by family members who passed on before them brings comfort. It's a reminder that their loved one is not alone and that they too will one day be reunited. The Bible often speaks of the afterlife as a place of reunion and peace, where the faithful are gathered together in the presence of Dios. These visions give us a glimpse of that reality, showing us that our loved ones are safe, loved, and waiting for us. The presence of loved ones in these final moments also speaks to the continuity of life. Death is not an abrupt ending, but a continuation of the journey. Our relationships, our love, and our connections all transcend the physical realm. In many ways, seeing our loved ones in those moments is a reminder that we are part of an eternal family, one that stretches beyond the boundaries of life and death. Dios, in his infinite love, has made it so that death does not separate us, but brings us closer to those we've lost. These experiences are also a reminder of the power of faith. For many, the appearance of loved ones in their final moments is seen as a confirmation of the promises made in the Bible. Jesus spoke of preparing a place for us, and in those moments, it becomes clear that this place is not a distant dream but a reality. The presence of our loved ones is a sign that the promises of Dios are being fulfilled, that death is not a defeat but a victory. It's a reminder that in the end, love and faith are what carry us through. For those who are still on their journey in life, these stories serve as a powerful reminder to cherish our relationships. The love we build in this life continues into the next, and the bonds we create are not easily broken. It's a call to live with intention, to invest in our relationships, and to nurture the love we share with others. In the end, it's this love that will greet us in the afterlife, reminding us that we are never truly alone. The Bible teaches us that love never ends, and these experiences show us that this is true, even in death. These visions also remind us of the importance of forgiveness and reconciliation. Many people report seeing loved ones with whom they had unresolved conflicts, but in those final moments, all animosity fades away. The love that once existed is rekindled, and the person feels a sense of peace, knowing that they have made amends. It's a reminder that life is too short to hold on to grudges, and that forgiveness is a gift we give not only to others, but to ourselves. In the end, it's love and forgiveness that matter most. In these final moments, people often describe feeling as though they are on the threshold of two worlds, the physical and the spiritual. The presence of loved ones is a bridge between these two realms, offering guidance and comfort as they prepare to cross over. It's a reminder that death is not a solitary journey, but one that is filled with love and support. Dios, in his mercy, provides us with the comfort we need to face the unknown, and in these moments, that comfort often comes in the form of the people we loved most in life. The presence of loved ones also serves as a reminder of the legacy we leave behind. In those moments, people often reflect on the relationships they built during their lifetime. Were they kind? Were they loving? Did they make a positive impact on the lives of others? These reflections are not about judgment, but about understanding. It's a reminder that our relationships are what truly matter in the end. The love we give, the kindness we show, and the connections we create are the things that endure, even after we're gone. As a person nears the end of their life, a profound transformation often occurs. Material possessions, which may have once been sources of pride or comfort, lose their significance. The attachment that people once had to their belongings, their status, or their achievements fades away. It's as if, in the face of death, the weight of materialism is lifted, allowing the person to focus on what truly matters. This shift is a natural part of the transition from the physical to the spiritual realm, and it speaks to a deeper truth that many of us forget while we are still living. We cannot take anything with us when we go. Throughout life, we accumulate things: homes, cars, clothes, gadgets, often believing that these possessions define us. But in those final moments, all of it seems meaningless. People begin to realize that none of these things will matter in the next life. The focus shifts from what they own to who they are and the legacy they leave behind. This detachment from material things is not a loss, but a liberation. It's a recognition that true value lies not in what we have, but in the love we give and the relationships we build. This detachment is a lesson that can be applied even before those final moments arrive. Imagine the freedom of living a life unburdened by the constant need for more. The Bible teaches that we should store up treasures in heaven, not on earth, where moth and rust destroy. In many ways, this is what people experience as they near death. They realize that the material wealth they've accumulated is fleeting, but the love and kindness they've shared will endure forever. It's a powerful reminder that we are spiritual beings, and our true wealth is measured in the intangibles. In those final moments, people often speak of a lightness, as if the burdens they carried throughout life have been lifted. This lightness isn't just physical, it's emotional and spiritual. The desire to hold on to material possessions fades, replaced by a focus on the things that truly matter. Relationships, memories, and the love they've shared with others come to the forefront. The material world seems distant, almost irrelevant, as the person begins to understand that what lies ahead is far more important than anything they've accumulated in this life. For those watching a loved one in their final moments, this detachment can be difficult to understand. Family members may still be caught up in the practicalities of life. What will happen to the house, the car, the bank accounts? But for the person who is dying, none of that matters anymore. They've already begun to release their grip on the material world. This can serve as a powerful reminder to those left behind that life is about more than just the accumulation of wealth or possessions. It's about love, connection, and spiritual growth. This detachment doesn't mean that people stop caring about their loved ones or the life they've built. Rather, it's a shift in perspective. They begin to see that the true value of their life isn't in what they owned, but in the relationships they nurtured and the love they shared. It's a moment of clarity that many people never experience until they are faced with death. In these moments, the importance of material things diminishes, while the significance of love, kindness, and faith becomes crystal clear. This is not to say that material possessions are inherently bad. Throughout life, they serve their purpose. They provide comfort, security, and a sense of accomplishment. But in the face of death, these things lose their power. People begin to see them for what they are, temporary. The Bible often reminds us that our time on earth is fleeting, and these final moments drive that point home. As people detach from the material, they are better able to focus on the spiritual, preparing themselves for the journey that lies ahead. Interestingly, this detachment from material things is often accompanied by a deep sense of peace. It's as if, by letting go of their worldly attachments, people are able to fully embrace the next phase of their existence. There's no fear, no anxiety, just peace. This peace comes from the understanding that they are moving on to something greater, something eternal. In those moments, the dying person often feels a deep connection to Dios, realizing that the material world was only a small part of the journey. This process of detachment can serve as a valuable lesson for those of us still living. If we can learn to let go of our attachment to material things now, we may be able to live more fully, more freely. Imagine living a life where you are not constantly chasing after the next big thing, but instead focusing on what really matters: your faith, your family, your friends. By adopting this mindset, we can experience the same peace and clarity that many people find only in their final moments. The concept of detachment is deeply rooted in many spiritual traditions. In Christianity, Jesus spoke often of the dangers of wealth and materialism. He taught that it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich person to enter the kingdom of heaven. This teaching is not about condemning wealth, but about understanding its limitations. In the end, it's not our possessions that define us, but our actions, our love, and our faith. This is the lesson that many people learn as they approach the end of their life. As the dying person detaches from the material world, they begin to see their life in a different light. It's no longer about what they've achieved or what they've accumulated. It's about the impact they've had on others. In many ways, this detachment allows them to reflect on their life with greater clarity. They see their mistakes, their triumphs, and the relationships that have shaped them. It's a moment of truth, where the distractions of the material world fall away, and what remains is the essence of who they are. For many people, this detachment from material things brings a sense of relief. The pressure to succeed, to accumulate, to prove themselves, all of it fades away. They no longer feel the need to cling to their possessions or their status. Instead, they embrace the idea that they are moving on to something far greater than anything the material world could offer. This shift in perspective allows them to face death with peace, knowing that they are leaving behind the temporary and moving toward the eternal. This detachment also allows for a deeper connection to Dios. With the distractions of the material world out of the way, people are able to focus on their spiritual journey. They begin to see that their relationship with Dios is what truly matters, and that everything else was just a distraction. This realization brings a sense of peace and fulfillment as they prepare to meet their Creator. It's a reminder that, in the end, the only thing that truly matters is our relationship with Dios and the love we've shared with others. For the living, watching this process of detachment can be a powerful lesson. It's a reminder that we don't need to wait until we are on our deathbed to let go of our attachment to material things. We can start now, by focusing on what truly matters in life: our relationships, our faith, and our love for others. By doing so, we can live a more meaningful and fulfilling life, free from the burden of materialism. And when our time comes, we can face death with the same peace and clarity that so many people experience in their final moments. This detachment from material things is not just about letting go. It's about making room for something greater. As people release their attachment to their possessions, they open themselves up to a deeper connection with the spiritual world. They begin to understand that the true treasures of life are not found in what we own, but in who we are and the love we give. This realization brings a sense of peace that transcends the physical world, allowing the person to face death with courage and grace. In many ways, this process of detachment is a form of preparation. It's as if the person is shedding the last remnants of their earthly life, getting ready to step into the next phase of their existence. They no longer feel tied to the things of this world, but instead feel drawn towards something greater. This detachment allows them to embrace the unknown with a sense of peace and acceptance. It's a reminder that, in the end, we are not defined by what we have, but by who we are and how we've loved. As people detach from the material world, they often find themselves more connected to their loved ones. The distractions of work, success, and possessions fade away, leaving only the relationships that truly matter. In those final moments, people often reflect on the love they've shared and the impact they've had on others. It's a powerful reminder that, in the end, it's not what we own that matters, but the love we give and the connections we make. This is the true legacy we leave behind. Detachment from material things is not just about facing death. It's about embracing life. By letting go of our attachment to possessions, we can live more fully in the present, focusing on what truly matters. We can spend more time with our loved ones, nurture our relationships, and deepen our faith. This is the lesson that many people learn in their final moments, and it's a lesson we can all benefit from, long before we face the end. By detaching from the material, we can live a life of purpose, peace, and love. One of the more fascinating aspects of near-death experiences is the feeling of detachment from the physical body. Many people who have been near death describe floating above their bodies, observing themselves from a distance. It's as if their soul has stepped outside, free from the constraints of the physical form. This out-of-body experience is often accompanied by a sense of calm and detachment, rather than fear or anxiety. The person may watch themselves lying still, surrounded by loved ones, and feel an overwhelming sense of peace. This detachment from the body is often described as a moment of realization. People understand, perhaps for the first time, that they are more than just their physical form. The body is just a vessel, something temporary, while the soul is eternal. In these moments, people often experience a deep sense of freedom, as if they have been released from the limitations of the material world. This realization brings with it a profound sense of peace, as the person begins to understand that death is not the end, but merely a transition. Imagine witnessing your own body from above, seeing your loved ones gathered around you, perhaps grieving or praying, and yet feeling no sadness. Instead, there's a sense of calm detachment, as if you are simply observing the scene from a higher perspective. This experience is not one of fear but of acceptance. It's a reminder that the body is just one part of who we are. The soul, the essence of our being, continues on, even after the body ceases to function. It's a moment of profound understanding, where the physical world seems to fade away. For those who have experienced this, the feeling of witnessing their own body is often accompanied by a sense of clarity. They begin to see their life from a new perspective, understanding that the things they once worried about no longer hold the same importance. The daily stresses, the worries about status or possessions, all fade into the background. What remains is a sense of peace and acceptance as they prepare to move on from the physical world. This clarity is a gift, allowing the person to let go of earthly concerns and focus on the spiritual journey ahead. This out-of-body experience also serves as a reminder that we are more than just our physical selves. It's a moment where the soul seems to step outside of the body, free from the constraints of the physical world. For many, this is a deeply spiritual experience, one that reinforces their belief in the existence of Dios and the afterlife. In those moments, the person may feel a sense of connection to something greater, a higher power, a divine presence, perhaps even Jesus, standing with them as they prepare to move forward. For those watching a loved one near death, it can be difficult to understand this detachment. They may see their loved one lying there, unresponsive, and feel a deep sense of sadness or fear. But for the person experiencing the out-of-body sensation, there is no fear, no sadness, only peace. It's as if they are watching the scene from a higher perspective, understanding that death is not something to be feared, but embraced. This detachment allows them to let go of their attachment to the physical world and embrace the spiritual journey that lies ahead. Interestingly, this detachment from the body is often described as a gradual process. The person doesn't suddenly find themselves floating above. They describe it as a slow, gentle release from the physical form. It's a peaceful transition, one that allows the person to fully process what is happening. They are not rushed or forced. Instead, they are gently guided into this new state of being. This gradual detachment allows the person to feel in control of the process as they prepare to leave the physical world behind. This experience also raises interesting questions about the nature of consciousness. If people can witness their own body from outside, what does that say about the relationship between the mind, the soul, and the body? Many who have had these experiences describe a heightened sense of awareness, as if their consciousness has expanded beyond the limitations of their physical brain. It's a reminder that the mind and the soul are not confined to the body. In those moments, people feel connected to something greater, something beyond the material world. For those of faith, this out-of-body experience is often seen as a confirmation of the existence of the soul. The Bible teaches that the body is just a temporary vessel, and that our true essence and our soul is eternal. In those moments of detachment, people begin to understand this on a deeper level. They see their body from above and realize that it's just a shell, something that will eventually be left behind. What continues on is the soul, the part of them that is connected to Dios, to Jesus, and to the eternal life that awaits. This realization brings with it a sense of peace and acceptance. People often describe feeling as though they are being guided by a higher power, as if they are not alone in this process. They may feel the presence of Dios or Jesus and standing with them, offering comfort and guidance as they prepare to move forward. This sense of divine presence brings a sense of security, knowing that they are being cared for. Even in these final moments, it's a reminder that we are never truly alone, even in death. What's fascinating is that this out-of-body experience is often described as being very real, more real than anything the person has experienced before. They describe seeing the room, their loved ones, and their own body in vivid detail. It's as if their senses have become heightened, allowing them to perceive things they couldn't before. This heightened awareness reinforces the idea that the soul is not bound by the physical limitations of the body. In those moments, the person feels fully alive, even as their physical body begins to fade. For those who have had this experience, it often changes their perspective on life. They begin to understand that the physical world is just one part of their existence, and that there is so much more beyond what they can see and touch. This realization brings a sense of peace as they no longer fear death. Instead, they see it as a transition, a passage from the physical world into the spiritual. It's a reminder that life doesn't end with death. It continues on, in a new and beautiful way. This out-of-body experience also serves as a powerful reminder of the temporary nature of the physical world. The body, which we spend so much time caring for and worrying about, is just a vessel. In the end, it's the soul that matters, the part of us that is eternal. This realization can be both freeing and humbling. It frees the person from their attachment to the physical world, allowing them to focus on what truly matters: their faith, their relationships, and their connection to Dios. For those watching a loved one go through this process, it can be comforting to know that their loved one is not in pain or fear. They may see the person lying there, seemingly lifeless, but in reality, the person is experiencing something far more profound. They are witnessing their own body from a distance, understanding that they are not confined to it. This detachment allows them to transition peacefully, knowing that they are leaving the physical world behind and moving on to something greater. This experience also offers a powerful reminder of the importance of faith. In those moments of detachment, people often feel a deep connection to Dios, as if they are being guided by His hand. This connection brings comfort and peace, knowing that they are not alone in their final moments. It's a reminder that, even in death, Dios is with us, guiding us toward eternal life. The Bible teaches that death is not something to be feared, but a passage into a new existence, one that is filled with love, peace, and the presence of Dios. This detachment from the body is also a reminder of the strength of the soul. Even as the body begins to fail, the soul remains strong, fully aware, and connected to something greater. It's a reminder that, in the end, it's not the physical body that defines us, but our soul, our connection to Dios, and the love we've shared with others. This understanding brings a sense of peace, knowing that while the body may fade, the soul continues on, ready for the next part of the journey. In many ways, this out-of-body experience is a gift. It allows the person to face death with a sense of peace and acceptance, knowing that they are more than just their physical form. It's a reminder that we are spiritual beings, and that our true essence lies not in the body, but in the soul. This realization brings with it a profound sense of peace. As the person prepares to leave the physical world behind and embrace the spiritual journey that lies ahead, it's a moment of clarity, a gift from Dios, allowing the person to face death with courage and grace. One of the most intriguing aspects of death is the way people who have passed on continue to connect with the living. Often, this connection happens through dreams. Many individuals report vivid dreams of their loved ones after they've passed, dreams that feel more real than ordinary ones. In these dreams, the deceased appear as they did in life, sometimes even healthier and more vibrant. It's as though, through these dreams, the barrier between the living and the dead becomes porous, allowing for brief, but meaningful, communication. These dreams are often comforting, offering a sense of closure to those who remain. In many cases, the deceased use this opportunity to deliver a final message of love, reassurance, or even guidance. For the living, these dreams can be a powerful reminder that their loved ones are still with them in spirit. They serve as a reminder that, though the body may be gone, the soul continues to exist. It's a deeply spiritual experience, one that speaks to the connection between the physical and the spiritual realms. For those who experience these dreams, the messages they receive often carry profound meaning. Sometimes, it's a simple message of peace, a reassurance that their loved one is in a better place. Other times, the message may be more specific, offering guidance on how to move forward or addressing unresolved issues from life. It's not uncommon for people to wake from these dreams feeling as though they've had a real conversation with the deceased. This reinforces the belief that the connection between the living and the dead is not severed by death, but transformed. These dreams can be particularly impactful when they occur shortly after a loved one has passed. The grieving process is often filled with unanswered questions, and the appearance of the deceased in a dream can offer much-needed comfort. It's as if they are saying, "I'm okay," or "You don't need to worry about me." For those left behind, this can be a powerful moment of healing, helping them to find peace in their grief. Dios, and in his infinite wisdom, allows these connections to occur, bringing comfort and healing to the hearts of the living. In many cultures, dreams are seen as a bridge between the physical world and the spiritual one. This belief has been held for centuries, and these experiences of dreaming of the deceased only reinforce it. When a loved one appears in a dream, it's often seen as a sign that they are watching over us, offering their support and love even after death. This idea is deeply comforting to those who fear that their loved one is truly gone. Instead, these dreams suggest that the bond we share with those we love continues beyond death. Interestingly, these dreams are not always just about comfort. In some cases, the deceased may appear in a dream to offer advice or warnings. This guidance can be life-changing, offering insight that the dreamer may not have considered otherwise. For example, a parent who has passed may appear in a dream to offer guidance on how to handle a difficult situation, or a friend may appear to offer encouragement during a challenging time. It's as if the deceased are still playing a role in the lives of the living, offering their wisdom and support from beyond. These dream visitations are often accompanied by a sense of peace and calm. People often report waking from these dreams with a feeling of reassurance, as though their loved one is still with them in some way. It's a reminder that the connection between the living and the dead is not one of separation, but transformation. In these moments, the spiritual world feels very close, and the presence of Dios and Jesus is often felt strongly. It's as though the dreamer is being reminded that death is not an end, but a continuation of the journey. For some, these dreams serve as a turning point in their grieving process. They may have been struggling with the loss of their loved one, feeling as though they were left without closure. But after experiencing one of these dream visitations, they feel a sense of peace, knowing that their loved one is still with them in spirit. This can help the grieving person move forward, carrying the love and memory of their loved one with them. It's a beautiful reminder that even though someone may no longer be physically present, their love and presence can still be felt. What's fascinating about these dreams is how real they often feel. People report that the interactions in the dream are vivid, and they wake up feeling as though they've truly been in the presence of their loved one. It's not just a fleeting image, it's a full experience, complete with conversation, emotion, and sometimes even physical sensations like touch. These dreams can be so real that they leave the dreamer with a sense of awe and wonder, making them question what is possible beyond the physical world. For those who believe in the afterlife, these dreams serve as a powerful confirmation of their faith. The Bible speaks of the eternal nature of the soul, and these dream experiences seem to support that belief. Detachment, in His mercy, allows these connections to happen, reminding the living that death is not the end, but a transformation. For those who believe in Jesus, these dreams can be seen as a sign that their loved one is with Dios, safe and at peace. This brings comfort and hope, knowing that they too will one day be reunited in the presence of God. Some people even report dreaming of loved ones they never met, ancestors or family members who passed before they were born. These dreams can be particularly powerful, as they suggest that the bonds of family and love extend beyond the physical world. It's as though these distant relatives are reaching out to offer their support and love, even from the other side. This reinforces the idea that our connections to one another are not limited by time or space. In the grand design of Dios, we are all connected, across generations and lifetimes. These dream visitations also serve as a reminder to the living to cherish their relationships while they can. The love and connections we build in life are what remain after we're gone. It's a call to live with intention, to nurture our relationships, and to express our love fully while we still have the chance. These dreams remind us that the love we share with others doesn't end with death. It continues, in dreams, in memories, and in the legacy we leave behind. It's a reminder that what matters most in life is not what we have, but who we love. For those who are struggling with guilt or unresolved issues after the death of a loved one, these dreams can offer a chance for healing. The deceased may appear to offer forgiveness, to reassure the dreamer that everything is okay, or to provide the closure they never had in life. This can be a deeply healing experience, allowing the dreamer to let go of their guilt and move forward with a sense of peace. Dios, in His mercy, offers these moments of healing to help the living find comfort in their grief. In some cases, these dream visitations may occur more than once. People may report seeing their loved one in multiple dreams, each time offering a new message or form of reassurance. These recurring dreams suggest that the connection between the living and the dead is ongoing, that the deceased are still watching over us and offering their love and support. This idea can bring immense comfort, knowing that our loved ones are still with us, even if we cannot see them in the physical world. These dreams also offer a glimpse into the afterlife. People often describe their loved ones as appearing in a place filled with light and peace, a reflection of the heavenly realm. It's as though the dreamer is given a brief look into the world beyond, where their loved one now resides. This vision of the afterlife brings comfort and hope, as it suggests that death is not something to fear, but a transition into a place of love and peace. It's a reminder that Dios has prepared a place for us, where we will one day be reunited with those we love. For those who have lost a loved one, these dream visitations can be a source of ongoing comfort. They serve as a reminder that their loved one is still with them, even if they are not physically present. These dreams reinforce the belief that love transcends death, and that the bond between the living and the dead is unbreakable. Dios, in His infinite love, allows these connections to continue, offering comfort and peace to the hearts of the living. These dreams also remind us of the power of faith. For those who believe in Jesus and the promises of the Bible, these dreams serve as a confirmation of their faith. They are a reminder that the soul is eternal, and that death is not the end but the beginning of a new chapter. These dreams offer hope, not just for the living but for the future, knowing that one day, they too will pass from this world and be reunited with those they love. Dreams of the deceased remind us to live with purpose, to build relationships that matter, and to cherish the time we have with those we love. These dreams are a gift, a reminder that death does not break the bonds we've built in life. In the end, it's the love we've shared that matters most, and that love continues, even after death. This is the legacy we leave behind, and it's the connection that binds us to those who have passed and those who are yet to come. One of the most striking experiences people report near the end of life is the phenomenon of seeing their entire life play out before their eyes, as though watching a movie. This life review isn't just a passive experience, it's vivid and deeply emotional, where each moment is revisited, each decision reflected upon, and each relationship remembered. People describe this as seeing the key moments of their life flash by, from their greatest joys to their most painful regrets. It's not about judgment, but about understanding. It's an opportunity to reflect on how they've lived and what really mattered in the end. This life review often feels incredibly real, as though the person is reliving these moments with the same intensity as when they first occurred. They may see their childhood, their relationships, the successes they achieved, and the mistakes they made. It's not just the big events that are remembered, but the small, seemingly insignificant moments as well. This process provides a profound sense of clarity, allowing the person to see their life from a new perspective, one that is not clouded by ego or material concerns, but illuminated by love and understanding. In this review, people often report feeling the emotions of those they interacted with throughout their lives. If they caused someone pain, they feel that pain as if it were their own. If they brought joy to someone, they experience that joy. This empathetic connection to others during the life review can be a powerful revelation, offering insights into the impact they had on the people around them. It's a reminder that our actions, both big and small, leave lasting impressions on the lives of others, and that the love we give is what truly defines us. This process of reviewing one's life can be both humbling and healing. For some, it brings a sense of peace, knowing that they lived a life filled with love and kindness. For others, it may bring a sense of regret, wishing they had made different choices. But even in these moments of regret, there is often a feeling of acceptance. People understand that they did the best they could with the knowledge and resources they had at the time. Dios, in his infinite mercy, offers this moment of reflection as a chance to make peace with the past and move forward with grace. The Bible often speaks of the idea that we will one day give an account of our lives. This life review echoes that sentiment. But it's not about condemnation, it's about understanding and growth. In these moments, people often feel the presence of Dios, guiding them through the process, offering love and understanding as they reflect on their lives. It's a reminder that, in the end, what matters most is not what we've achieved in the material sense, but how we've lived in love, kindness, and faith. For many, this life review brings with it a sense of closure. They see the impact they've had on others, the legacy they are leaving behind, and the love they've shared. It's a moment of clarity where they can see their life as a whole, rather than focusing on individual moments of success or failure. This broader perspective allows them to understand the deeper meaning of their life's journey. It's not just about the individual moments, but about how those moments fit together to create a larger story, one that is filled with purpose and meaning. Interestingly, this life review often highlights the importance of relationships. People frequently report that it's not their material achievements or professional success that stand out, but the relationships they nurtured and the love they gave. This realization can be both comforting and humbling. It's a reminder that, in the end, what truly matters is not what we've accomplished in terms of wealth or status, but the connections we've made with others. These relationships, filled with love and kindness, are what remain after everything else fades away. This life review also serves as a powerful lesson for those still living. It's a reminder to live with intention, to focus on what truly matters, and to invest in relationships rather than material possessions. Imagine if we could all live our lives knowing that one day, we would see every choice, every word, and every action replayed before us. Wouldn't we be more mindful of how we treat others? Wouldn't we prioritize love, kindness, and compassion over wealth and success? This life review offers a powerful incentive to live a life that is centered on love and faith. For those who experience this review, there is often a sense of divine presence throughout the process. They feel guided by something greater than themselves, whether it's Dios, Jesus, or a higher spiritual force. This presence offers comfort and reassurance, reminding them that they are not alone in this journey. It's a reminder that, even in these final moments, we are held in love and guided by a divine hand. This sense of divine guidance brings a feeling of peace, knowing that their life has been seen and understood by something far greater than themselves. One of the most common themes in these life reviews is the idea of forgiveness, both self-forgiveness and forgiveness of others. People often see the moments where they held on to anger or resentment and realize how small those moments seem in the grand scheme of things. This understanding offers an opportunity for healing, as they let go of the grudges they've carried and make peace with their past. It's a reminder that forgiveness is not just about freeing others, but about freeing ourselves from the weight of past pain and allowing love to flow more freely. In this process of life review, people often find themselves reflecting on their faith. They see the moments where they felt close to Dios, where they experienced moments of grace, and where they relied on their faith to carry them through difficult times. These moments of faith often stand out as some of the most meaningful in their lives, offering a sense of peace and connection to something greater. It's a reminder that, in the end, it's our relationship with Dios that carries us through, not our material achievements or worldly success. This life review can also serve as a moment of reconciliation. People often find themselves making peace with their past mistakes, understanding that while they may have made wrong choices, they are not defined by them. There's a sense of forgiveness, both from Dios and from themselves, as they reflect on their life with honesty and compassion. This moment of reconciliation allows them to face death with a sense of peace, knowing that they've made peace with their past and are ready to move forward into the next phase of existence. For those who experience this life review, there's often a sense of gratitude that accompanies the process. They are grateful for the life they've lived, the love they've shared, and the lessons they've learned. Even in the face of regret or mistakes, there is often a feeling of deep appreciation for the opportunities they've had to grow, to love, and to learn. This gratitude brings a sense of peace, allowing them to let go of any lingering fear or anxiety about death and embrace the journey ahead with grace and acceptance. For many, this life review is a deeply spiritual experience. They feel a connection to Dios throughout the process, as if He is guiding them through the memories, helping them to understand the deeper meaning of their life's journey. This divine presence brings comfort and reassurance, reminding them that their life has been seen, understood, and loved. It's a moment of profound connection, where the person feels held in love and grace as they reflect on their life and prepare to move forward. One of the most humbling aspects of this life review is the realization that the small moments often matter the most. It's not the grand achievements or the major life events that stand out, but the simple acts of kindness, the moments of love, and the times when they made a difference in someone's life. These small moments, often overlooked in the busyness of daily life, are what shine the brightest in the life review. It's a reminder that every act of kindness, no matter how small, has the power to make a lasting impact. This process of reviewing one's life can be deeply transformative. It offers a sense of clarity and understanding that many people never experience while they are alive. For those who are still living, it's a powerful reminder to live with intention, to focus on what truly matters, and to make the most of the time we have. This life review shows us that our legacy is not in what we've accomplished, but in the love we've shared and the lives we've touched. In many ways, this life review is a gift. It offers people the chance to see their life from a new perspective, to understand the deeper meaning of their journey, and to make peace with their past. It's a moment of clarity, of acceptance, and of love. Dios, in His infinite wisdom, allows this process to happen, offering people the opportunity to reflect on their lives and prepare for the next phase of their existence. It's a reminder that death is not something to be feared, but a continuation of the journey, one that is filled with love, grace, and the presence of Dios. As we reflect on these powerful experiences shared by those who've glimpsed the other side, one thing becomes clear: death is not the final chapter. It's a passage, one filled with light, love, and the promise of reunion with those we've lost. Whether it's seeing loved ones who've passed on, witnessing divine light, or reviewing a life lived with purpose, these moments remind us that there's so much more beyond what we see in this world. But what about you? How does this change the way you think about life and the legacy you're leaving behind? If you knew your life would play back like a movie, would you live differently today? What kind of impact do you want to have on those around you? And are you making the most of your time? It's a humbling thought, but also an inspiring one. An opportunity to start living with purpose, knowing that the love and kindness we share will be what defines us in the end. If this has made you think, if it sparked something within you, then let's continue exploring these deep questions together. Don't let this be the end of your journey. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and join a community that's dedicated to understanding these profound mysteries of life, death, and the afterlife. Together, we'll continue learning, growing, and discovering the truths that can shape the way we live now. After all, isn't that what matters most?